How I lost weight for good. No diets, no counting, no BS. Simple fat loss secrets you wish you knew. Hey friends, if you feel like you've tried everything to lose weight and nothing seems to stick, welcome to the club I used to belong to. Today I'm cutting through the nonsense, no fads, no apps, no tracking every bite. Just straight up, sustainable strategies that work, especially for us midlifers, but actually especially for everybody. I'm going to share exactly how I lost over 20 pounds in my 50s, kept it off and feel stronger now than I did at 35. And this works for everybody at any age. I'm Emma Voysey, board certified health coach and former food obsessed perfectionist. I help men and women transform their health using real food and movement, metabolic strategies that work for real life. And I turn my own health around using these exact things I'm about to reveal to you. I'm on a mission to help you feel amazing again. So let's jump right in, and here's your heads up. It's not about eating less and moving more. It certainly isn't about counting calories or tracking with an annoying app. It's about eating smarter, moving with intention, and getting your body to work for you again. I'm filming today in the Coma Pedrosa National Park in Andorra, and it is the most glorious Easter Friday. Look at that sky and all the water pouring down from the snow melting up on the mountains. Just gorgeous. Here we go, look, it tells us about the park. It's fine if you can read Catalan. Doesn't give it to us in English. So why does most weight loss advice fail us? You've heard it before, calories in equals calories out. But here's the truth. Your body isn't a calculator, it's a full-on chemistry lab. And your hormones, not just calories, decide whether or not you burn fat. The idea that weight loss is just about a simple deficit is a half-truth. Sure, energy balance matters, but what drives that balance? Hormones, food quality, muscle mass, sleep, stress, definitely not just numbers. So here's a few myths busted for you. All you need is a calorie deficit. No, because if you eat the wrong foods, even in a deficit, you will still wreck your metabolism. Just eat 1,200 calories a day. That is a starvation diet. It's going to crash your energy, wreck your metabolism, and waste or burn off your muscle. All your muscle too, not just the ones which make us look good on the outside, like the abs and the pecs. Think heart muscle, intestinal muscle, the real heavy lifters. Eating fat makes you fat. Absolutely not true. In fact, good fats help us to burn body fat by balancing our hormones. It's time we stopped fearing fat because of outdated, disproven nutritional advice from the 80s. If fat loss was just about maths, we'd all be skinny by now. But your metabolism is influenced by what you eat, when you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and yes, also how stressed you are. So today, we are going to scrap calorie counting and focus instead on what actually works. And if you're getting value from this content, please like and subscribe because it helps me to grow my channel and to reach more people just like you. Eat to burn, not to store. Number one, you're going to prioritize protein. Because protein isn't just for bodybuilders, it's the most important macronutrient for fat loss. It keeps you full, it fuels muscle, and it has a high thermic effect, which means your body burns more energy in just digesting it than, for example, if you were to be digesting carbs or fats. So by aiming for high quality protein at every meal, you think meat, fish, eggs, full fat dairy, not protein bars full of junk, definitely not those, but real food. You will be fueling your body with the right kind of protein. And number two, you want to eat enough and make sure as well that you're hitting those protein ratios. So I aim for 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. So that means if you weigh 140 pounds, you want to be aiming to eat 140 grams of protein every day, which on the face of it, if you've never thought about it before, or if you've never measured it before, that might seem like an awful lot, but you can build up to it. You know, most people undereat protein all their lives, especially most women. They just don't get enough of that material inside them that is going to build everything, not just muscles, but bones and tissue and blood and everything, and is needed by our brains. Our brains are hungry for protein. And that's the only thing you have to count. And really, you only need to count it until you've learned how much protein is in the foods that you typically eat. It might take you a few weeks to get your head around this, and you need to use a nap initially just to see how much protein is in a can of sardines. It's about 20, or an egg, it's about 7 or 8. But once you've got the hang of it, once you kind of know, and we do tend to eat similar foods. We don't eat, thousands of different foods. So it doesn't take you very long before you can figure out what protein is in, how much is in and how much you need to eat of one particular food each day. And it's really, really worth the effort, but don't obsess over the calories, because the calories are not relevant. Number 3, fat is not your enemy. If you're still afraid of fat, you've been lied to. Good fats, like those in steak, in oily fish, in butter, in avocados, in olives, in coconuts, in nuts, are essential. They help us to regulate our hormones, they fuel the brain, which is really, really hungry for fat, and they keep us satisfied, satiated for longer. They make the food taste amazing. What causes fat gain? Usually not fat. It's usually the combination of fats and sugars eaten together, especially in ultra-processed foods, or as I like to call them, junk. And I don't even think they deserve the label of junk foods, because most of them aren't even, they're not even foods. They shouldn't even be allowed to be sold as such. Number 4, cut the sugar, not the joy. You don't need to live on lettuce, but you do need to quit sugar, especially those hidden ones in sauces, cereals, yogurts, even salad dressings. Because sugar spikes insulin, and that's what locks the fat in. Consider condiments, ranch dressing. So that's got sugar in it, and it's got all sorts of other chemicals to artificially make it creamy. They're often laden with sugars and seed oils, other ingredients to make it creamy, other things which are gut disrupting or microbiome destructors. And worse still are the low-calorie varieties, because artificial sweeteners kid your body that sugar is coming. Cravings, you're making your life even harder. The cravings are still there. And don't even get me started on what artificial sweeteners do to our garden of friendly bacteria, this wonderful jungle of, imagine it like a green jungle inside your gut. Artificial sweeteners do not do any favours for that. So a sweet tooth is surprisingly easy to lose. People often say, oh yeah, but I've got such a sweet tooth. Our tastes change actually pretty quickly. So once you stop adding sugar to everything, you're going to get used to its absence a lot faster than you think you will. Mostly it's about habit. So when you break the habit, you remember, to break a habit or make a habit, you've just got to do something consistently for a few days, a few weeks, and until it becomes your normal, your new normal. So remember, it's not just about how much you eat, it's about what the food is doing to your hormones. Insulin is the fat storage hormone, so you need to work with it and not against it. As you can see, this is a ski run, but luckily there's no skiers coming because it's closed now for the season. There is still skiing, which is great. We've had a big dump of snow this week, and there's skiing, but up higher, not just here. It's too low. Number 5, ditch the diet mentality. No more snacking. Every time you eat, you spike insulin. That's like slamming the brakes on your fat burning. You don't need 6 meals a day. This is awful advice. You need 2 or 3 meals maximum, built with protein first, so you get the most satiating and the most useful nutrient into you before you put all the other things in. And you need healthy, satiating fats as well, which will make it the food really tasty and help you stay full for hours and satisfied. With full breaks in between feeding. There's a side note here. Alcohol also stops fat burning in its tracks. Your body literally can't process alcohol, which is a poison after all, and burn fat at the same time. It's either one or the other. So just be mindful of that when you with your decision making around alcohol, choosing whether or not to drink it. Number 6. I can't use this arm because it's holding up the camera. Stop eating by the clock. Eat when you are hungry. Not because it's 1 p.m. or because somebody brought biscuits. Tuning into your body is a skill, and you will get better at it when you start to eat real food, because the same goes for eating just until you're pleasantly full, not stuffed to the brim like Mr. Creosote in the Monty Python film. You just need to eat enough. There's a Japanese custom whereby you stop eating when you're just, I think it's 3/4 full. But by doing so, it allows your brain to catch up with your stomach, because your brain takes 20 minutes to register that your stomach's full. So if you eat slowly, you chew each mouthful, eat mindfully, don't eat on the run, don't be grabbing something and then doing other things. Think about your food while you're eating it. And you will find over time that you become filled up on less food. But we're not calorie counting, we're not doing a starvation diet. Eat enough to be satisfied. Number 7, fasting works if you do it right. And no, it's not starvation. And it's not training for anorexia or any other the other slurs that are cast at fasting. Intermittent fasting, aka just not eating constantly, allows your insulin levels to drop and your body to tap into its stored fat. I started with a 12-hour overnight fast and I worked up from there, and now it's just how I live. But this isn't a video specifically about fasting. There's tons and tons of information out there and you can do your own research. But cycling between feasting well and periods of fasting is a really great way to give your body the breaks it needs to not only tap into your stored fat, but to tap into its healing mechanisms as well. And here's a top tip. The more good stuff you eat, the more you start to crave it and the more you want it, because your microbiome adjusts and you get more of the good gut bacteria which demand that you feed them more of the healthy stuff that they need to survive and flourish. And the same does work in reverse, which is why it's so hard to get rid of those sugar cravings, because the bad bugs in your system are craving sugar because that's what they like to eat. And what we don't want is the bad bugs and the good bugs to get out of balance, so the bad bugs take over and then, you're in a really sticky place. So fasting works if you do it right. I have done other videos about fasting. I'll put a link to one so that if you're interested in that, you can have a watch. And I find experts like Dr. Mindy Pelz are fantastic, a great place to start if you want to find out more about fasting. Next section is about moving for your metabolism, not just for calorie burning. So, number 8. Lift heavy things. Muscle is your metabolic gold. And as we age, we lose it, unless we build it or rebuild it on purpose. Strength training is the thing that changed my body. Not running, not spinning, lifting. Start where you are, but just start. And you can just start literally with body weight exercises. You don't even have to enter a gym. If that terrifies you, or you've never been to a gym and you don't want to start, that's fine. You can do it out here. You can do it anywhere. A squat, literally a squat is a weight training exercise, and they get too easy. Just hold something. If you do your squats but you do them with rocks, it's a weight training exercise. It's anything which uses your muscles and then builds muscle, but you have to increase the weights as time goes on in order to keep increasing the muscle mass. Number 9, that's 5 and 4. Walk more than you think you need to. Walking is desperately underrated. It lowers cortisol, it improves your blood sugar, and it boosts your daily burn without raising stress. It keeps us calm. 10,000 steps? Sure. But just move, walk after dinner, take the stairs, leave the car, jump off the bus or stop early. Fit it in, find ways of getting more walking into your life, make it part of your life. And a really, really top tip, if you can fit it into your life, is to get a dog, because they do definitely make you walk. And I'm not sure where mine is today, but he's around here somewhere. Fix the foundations. Number 10. Sleep is your non-negotiable. If you are not sleeping, you are not losing fat, because poor sleep raises cortisol, that's a stress hormone, and ghrelin, that's your hunger hormone, and it ruins leptin, that's your fullness hormone, the hormone that tells us that we've had enough to eat. Some people's leptin is so messed up that they never get the signal that they've had enough to eat, and they never feel satisfied. 7 to 8 hours sleep, 7 to 8 hours sleep isn't a luxury, it's your secret weight loss weapon. And number 11, stress will keep you stuck. Chronic stress means chronically elevated cortisol levels, which signal to your body to store fat, especially around the belly, especially around the middle. So find your thing, whether that's breath work, whether that's walks, whether that's cold showers, whether that's yoga or meditation, or just being outside. Less news, more nature. Mikey dog, here he is. Here he is. Hello. Hello. Hello, Mr. Dog. Hello, Mr. Dog. Where have you been? Where have you been? I don't think Mikey wants to go for a swim, but he's certainly thinking about it. Look at that water. Number 12. Track your progress differently, because the scale is a liar. It doesn't know if you've gained muscle or dropped water. So instead, take progress photos. They are so motivating. If you measure the same points, measure your waist, your hips, your neck. Your neck loses weight when you get slimmer as well. Everything gets smaller. Your thighs, your arms. Remeasure every week or two, and keep it in a little notebook or put it on your phone. And because you're going to be so encouraged when you see the numbers start to get smaller. And notice your energy. Notice the way your clothes fit, your mood, your skin, your hair. That's your data. Notice those little changes, like how facial puffiness has disappeared, inflammation. Facial puffiness, inflammation in the face is an indicator that there's inflammation in other places too. It's just visible in the face. I'm going to stop with the numbers. Number 13, prep like you love yourself. Boil eggs ahead. Chop up your veg. Shop for the week. Always have a backup meal or two in the freezer. When your environment supports you, clever decisions become a lot easier. Number 14, stop starting over. You fell off. Well, so what? You don't need to start again. You don't need to leave it to next week. Just get back on track with your very next choice. One meal or one cake is not going to ruin you. It's the story that you attach to it that ruins you, because guilty feelings are super damaging and not worth the headspace. So stop punishing yourself and feeling like there's just no point when you go off plan, and I call it off-roading. And I do it once or twice a week. But so what? Consistency over perfectionism every time. And number 15, yes, you can still eat out. Yes, you can still have a full life. You can still eat with your family. This is a strategy which fits into our life the way we want it to. It fits in for everybody. You make it fit. But when 80% of your food is real and unprocessed and single ingredient whole foods, your body is going to respond. It's not all or nothing. It's mostly, and that's the magic. And finally, number 16, believe that you can change, because you can. This is the absolute root of everything. You're not too old, it's not too late, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be doable. If I can do this in my 50s after years of struggling with an eating disorder since I was a teenager, you absolutely can as well. So, if was any of that complicated? Nope. Just real food, smart movement, and giving your body what it actually needs. If you found this helpful, please share it. Send it to a friend who's fed up with dieting, or someone who's a lifelong Weight Watchers member. And oh my gosh, I've just found out that this is actually a real thing. I thought I was sort of joking when I said it the first time, and then I found out you can be a lifelong Weight Watchers member. I mean, how depressing. That means you've been on a diet for your whole life. And that something isn't working. So hit the subscribe button for more no-nonsense fat loss, midlife strength and metabolic truth bombs every single week. Until next time, keep it simple, stay strong and nourish, not punish. And if you enjoyed this video, you might love one of these two next. Cheerio for now from a very gorgeous Andorra on a beautiful Good Friday in April. Bye for now.